but it really hit me, and I started remembering a story that I had, kind of the same, where I came off the farm, and there's so many of us on our team that are from these little towns. I was from a town of 234 people, right? 125 years of my family being there. My grandfather and two of his brothers come over and stuck sticks in the ground, and then each had like a dozen kids. That's the way they did it in the early 1900s. So related to everybody in the town. And I got looking around one day and thought, nobody has ever left here for 125 years. What's out there? I got to get out there, right? So I think I'm going to Calgary, and I'm going to hit it big. And I'm going to find that opportunity that's going to change our family intergenerational. So I thought, okay, well, I can drive anything being off the farm, so I'm going to get into like heavy equipment. And I'm only going to do it for a little while until I really find out what it is I'm going to do. Anybody start a career that way? So many of us. And I wake up 6-7 years later, I think, how did I get here? And what really woke me up is I was coming, do you know what a grader is? Dozers and graders, and I'm pushing dirt around. There we go. There's some heavy construction workers in here. Have you ever met a heavy construction worker over 50? No, they don't live that long. And that's what happened to me is I'm pulling into, it's the end of the day, and I go, what's going on? Right? And everybody's around where our vehicles are parked, and I could see a table out, and everybody's hanging around, and I could see old Shove getting off the grader, and he'd been doing heavy equipment about 30 years longer than I had been, and he could barely walk. And he was walking over to where everybody was, so I'm all excited. I get off there, and they were celebrating 30 years of him being a heavy equipment operator, and the guy could barely move, and he was making $2.50 an hour more than I was as a kid. And my life flashed before my eyes. And I thought, oh my goodness, that's my future. Have you ever thought that life just can't be this way? This can't be life, is all I thought about. And I went out of there, running out of there that day. And I thought, I gotta find something. I gotta get at it. And we've been nosing around, you know the rest of the story, how Monty walked into the office, a couple weeks after that, and that's a whole nother story. But I remember in the early days, and what kept me motivated is that one Caterpillar key, starts every piece of equipment. And I kept that key on the keys of my truck ring for like about 10 years after that. And I used to rub that cat key every time I got in my truck, Corey, right? Thinking about, I have to make this work, or I'm going to be that 55-year-old guy, right? And some of us need those reminders, whatever it is for you. And I used to sit up on the hilltop sometime, watching those machines going around and around, and I would just get this freaked out feeling, and I would tear down off the hill of that job site, right? Touching that key, and I'd get back in the field, right? Those early days, and for some reason, this event has just flashed me back through all of that, and how grateful I am every morning when I wake up. The World Financial Group found me, or I found them, or it was a combination of things. And I always think back as I fired up this base shop in the last 18 months, which is my favorite thing to do, is driving a base shop and all those new little faces. And I think about always that if I was ever to do that again, what would I change? And I've got about 5 things really quickly here for you this morning that I would change if I could start all over again. Number 1 is, I would have focused on personal width from day one. You know that for about the first 3 years, we didn't even know we were supposed to be hiring and training and coaching and mentoring and licensing people. I'd go to do an appointment and the door would open. Tell me if this is you. First you make the phone call, you're going, please don't answer, please don't answer. Oh shit, the answer. I guess I better go. So you're driving over there and all you're thinking about is you're pulling into the cul-de-sac of the street. Please don't be home, please don't be home, please don't be home. And you're getting your park, and you walk up there, right? You're walking up to the door, and you ring the doorbell. Please don't answer the door. Please don't go. Hi. That was me, and I'd be throwing up in the bushes on the way up there, right? Just so introverted and so scared, right? But I just knew I had to go do it because I just wanted so much more out of life. So 1, I would have focused on personal width from day 1. 2, I would have worked harder and smarter right from the beginning. I would have wasted no time. Right? The time I wasted that first 3 or 4 years. Oh my goodness, just thinking, here was entrepreneurs, business owner, man, I got life by the tail and I was doing nothing. right? Doing this. I would have worked harder and smarter. I didn't even know it on page 78 of the BFS manual. It tells you exactly how many one-on-ones to do every month, personally and in the base shop, to get double-digit recruiting going. I didn't even know it was in there. Number 3, I would have had someone explain the compensation model to me. How come for so long we just didn't sit down and figure out the comp model? Because the comp model tells you what you're supposed to be doing as an SMD. I didn't even know until I figured it out. There was a difference between getting paid and making money. Right? There's a big difference between getting paid and actually making money. And it's right in the system. Number 4, it's a little controversial, but I would have stopped waiting and wanting it more for others than they wanted it for themselves. You know how it goes. Man, I know they're going to do it. It's going to be okay. And you're waiting for them and you're hoping for them. And now love all over them and let them know where they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to do all the time. But don't wait. You'll wait all your life. You just got to go make it happen. Number 5, here's a real important one. I would have listened and been more coachable. I just would have listened and been more coachable right from the beginning. So I hope for you that you listen and you're coachable. And I remember when Monty said, "You're not being coachable, Dave," and I would say, "Hey, I'm being coachable." He said, "Right there, you're not being coachable." I go, "You're right, I'm not." And when I became coachable about 3 or 4 years in a 5-year period, the whole world changed for me, right? And I was thinking last night, as I've got so much going on in the Wolfpack, there's been so much change and doubling of incomes and doubling of the team in the last 6-8 months. You know, we've got people going, we're handing out green rings all over the place of partners that have been with me forever, right? It seems right beside me as we grow this great team. I love World Financial Group. The Wolfpack is hitting on all cylinders. Watch out what's going to go on with this entire company over the next couple, 3, 5 years. We are going to take over the world. Thank you, World Financial Group.